Hey everyone, welcome back to Triple R Reefer. How about this new Chalice? Only one little sexy strip, but it's big. Actually, I'm going to cut half of the back with just a tip of that red there. I'm going to be sending it back to the guy. I traded with him. But I'll be keeping the sexy strip there. I know, making a video. So just a little update on the tank here. Not the greatest news. Don't let these colors fool you on the LPS because the SPS is not doing great. Well, some of them aren't. Everything else though is popping. No T5s are on, so it's all the G5 blues and the Orphic bars. All right, so let's get into just the bad part. So let me take you on over to probably the most upsetting is the home wrecker. So as you can see, it's much smaller. What happened is I'm not exactly sure how I found this, but I found my G5 blues on 100%, and I guess the acclimation mode I'd set, and it was timed, and maybe it just reached that time limit and went to 100%. But I started noticing burnt tips, and I just could not understand what was going on. So I'm looking through all my parameters, everything's looking fine, but I'm just seeing burnt tips on things. And so everything's looking good. I went ahead and sent off an ICP test. Everything's fine. Well, I'm like, well, what about lighting? So I start going through my lighting settings, and of course, that's when I found that. So anyway, I found that and lowered everything back down, including T5 length of time. I lowered that down as well. The Orphic bars, I lowered that down as well, just to give things a break. And everything's responded like as you'd want it to. So the top I actually cut off because all the tips were burnt, but this was the top of it, and you can see it's coming back. I had to trim a couple of those little spots that had algae on it, but this was the top of it. This was a little accidental piece that I saved, and it's looks like it's going to make it too. This is a big old Vivid's confetti I traded for with that Chalice. This was a frag that was not doing well where it was at, so I went ahead and just moved it up here. I'm gonna let it encrust, and then I'll put it back somewhere else. This one wasn't looking good, so I'll put it up here too. I'm not sure the name. It's a Matte B. So the Matte B actually had some burnt tips. You can still see one right there at the top. This was one I just cut the top to trade, and it's already got a top again. This little colony up here had some burnt tips at the top. Just you can see algae growing on it. This one, you can see the back piece has a little bit of algae. Nothing too wild, and really, in the grand scheme of what could have went, I really shouldn't be complaining because everything actually looks healthy, considering what I did. Good polyp extension, still. But man, that was frustrating. I'm like, what is going on? Especially when I saw my home wrecker. I was like, that's my baby. No. And this one, baby number 2, I guess, it never missed a beat. It loves light. It's just looking amazing. This is another one that's just starting to encrust. It's not a fast grower for me, but wasn't affected, but really most everything else I didn't see any issues. LPS was fine, which you would have thought they would have been like, hey, what the hell, too much light. But pay attention to that. Is I guess the best advice I can give you there. It's not Not something that probably will happen to most people, but if you start seeing burnt tips, uh, first obviously is alkalinity, and then lighting. Uh, Other than that, let's see. Donnie's are looking amazing. I'm really happy. This one looks white in this color. I would say that's probably 9 out of 10 of what it really looks like. Really, that's exactly what it looks like. It just looks like it's got a little more white in the video, and it's a little bit more bright green in this one, in real life. The Chalice was also starting to die, and it had the Orphic bar pointed basically straight at it. And so I've since, like I said, lowered it, and it's starting to get its color back. That's really it. Fish wise, I did make a few changes. I went ahead and rehomed the mystery wrasse. He was chasing my fairy wrasse, and I don't know. I mean, I like the fish, but I like the piece better. So he is gone. That fish, oh my God, that pseudochromis, whatever, I can't remember the name, how you say them, but that's the smartest uh, genus of wrasse, period. That fish was so smart. Obviously wasn't crazy smart because I caught him, but he was much smarter than every other fish that would go in these traps. I actually had him in the trap like 4 times, and each time I'd go to close it, he'd zip out. Like he knew. He was like, nah, dude, you ain't getting me. So ended up catching him, thankfully, which was take 2 days worth of work. And then let's see, I am selling my gym tang as well. That one's more just personal. Like, I love a gym tang, don't get me wrong, but his spots are, you can barely see them. It's like a little black fish going through the tank in most cases. I don't know. I guess I'm not in love with the fish, and I'd rather put like another purple or another yellow tang that actually looks really good, or that I enjoy more. Gym tangs look good. I think that's it on the fish front. I don't plan on rehoming anymore. I think I'm gonna end up keeping my yellow eye cold tang. I just like him. He does a lot of work in the tank. And then just let everything try to regroup and regrow back. I mean, it's always a setback with SPS, it seems like. But things are happy. Just keep it going. The little water change, just in case there was anything, which of course that came back. There wasn't. But like I said, everything's looking good. One thing I'm gonna point out though is this Jason Fox. Man, I could have told you the name. Fox Flame is starting to get those yellows, and I'm loving that back there. I'm catching some weird angle light here. But that Fox Flame, it's not the highest end coral, but man, I love the yellow with red. That just looks good. This one was starting to, I guess it kind of still is, but anyway, colors are still pretty much there. I'd like to see my home record bring back those pinks again. That was stolen from me. A little bit there on that one. And see some more red on my jolt. Anyway, everything else is, I think, going to be okay. Alright, sorry for taking so long to make a video. It's been some vacationing busyness and time off. I've been trying to spend more time with the family, try to balance things out as we should. So I just wasn't on my video making up and up. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the like button, please, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see y'all on the next one.